This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is proudly brought to you by Secured Securities, your trusted partner in fire alarm and security solutions, protecting lives and businesses one system at a time. If you've been in the fire alarm industry for any amount of time, I'm pretty sure you've seen this played out at least once or twice. You got the same technician who do the same type of job and make the same type of mistakes year after year. And here's the crazy part. They're not even lazy. Most of them actually work hard. They show up early. They stay late. They do what they're supposed to do when it comes to their job as a fire alarm technician, but they don't move forward. And today I want to talk about why most fire alarm technicians stay stuck, and most importantly, how to break out that cycle. Because it isn't about motivation. This is about responsibility. It's about mindset. And this is about whether or not you choose to grow or stay comfortable in the position that you're in. And this is what no one talks about. So let me just start with the truth. This makes people very uncomfortable. I've met technicians with over 20 years experience who really have not 1 year experience that actually shows that they're a good technician. They only master their routine. They mastered their shortcuts that they were taught by someone else, and they're mastered just doing things enough just to get through the day. And then they wonder, why do I still be supervised by other techs who may have just came in, or why is this supervisor always on my back? They're not trusted with projects. They don't ask no one their opinion during design meetings, and they don't understand why their ownership doesn't seem like leadership material. It seems as if you stop growing and you only show up just to receive a paycheck every Friday. This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is sponsored by the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. If you're a seasoned technician looking to start your own fire alarm business, we have a 9-step course for you to take you from starting your business to getting your fire alarm license, marketing, and also getting money into your business. If this sounds like you, the link is in the show notes. And let's get back to the program. So here's the trap that most technicians get stuck in. This is something I call job site mentality. The mindset sounds something like this. Just tell me where to put the devices. Just show me where the inspector wants it, or just give me the answer and I'll do it. You're not really understanding what's happening from point A to B. You're just giving some instructions and you're really just following directions. That's not a professional mindset. That is a task taker mindset. A person with a professional mindset doesn't just install life safety devices. They understand why those devices actually exist, how they behave, and what the code is trying to accomplish. And here's what a lot of people get uncomfortable. If you avoid the code, if NFPA 72 feels like a burden instead of a tool, you're only opening the book when you fail inspection, or you only open the book when you have to take a test for your NYSET exam. You are choosing to stay stuck. Code avoidance is a career avoidance. So let me be clear. You cannot grow in the industry while avoiding code. The National Fire Protection is not here to trick you. It was designed from situations that had been dictated in the past and codes that they had implemented to actually avoid whatever those tragic events that had took place. It's there to protect the occupants, first responders, and also the public. But too many technicians treat it like a cheat sheet. They memorize answers instead of understanding what the actual intent is when the code is trying to tell you that you have to put a smoke detector 30 feet spacing from each other, or the 0.7 rule when you're installing your first smoke detector. They rely on inspectors to teach them after the system fails. This is information you're supposed to know ahead of time, not after the fact, and you wonder why when you complain to inspectors, nothing goes your way. But here's the hard truth. If you don't understand the code, you don't own the system. And if you don't own the system, you will never lead no one. So what's the cost of staying stuck? Staying stuck has a cost, and it's not just financial. It looks something like this. You're always being checked behind. You're never trusted to run a project alone. You're not involved in system decisions, and you're the installer, not the professional. You're only someone who can take direction and orders, but not understanding what they actually doing when they taking those directions and orders. And from any ownership perspective, here's what that means. That a technician like this is a liable technician and not an asset. They require supervision. They create callbacks. They fail system inspections for the same reasons. And in life safety, this just doesn't make sense. Why do I have to spend this money on a person who's not comprehending to perform their duties on a daily basis? This can cost you your trust. This can cost you your credibility. And in worst case, you can actually kill someone by not putting in a fire alarm system the right way. So let me tell you how you can break out of this. And it's not going to be with no hype or any repeatable story framework that you heard from anywhere else. You're not going to even have to build discipline. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to own the code. I want you to stop asking what the answer is and start asking, what is the intent? Ask yourself, why does survivability matter? Why does documentation matter? Why does notification cover matter? Now, when you start understanding the intent behind these codes, your fire alarm installations and your inspections becomes more conversational and less confrontational. The next step, I want you to think beyond the devices. A fire alarm system is not a collection of parts you put together. It is a life safety system. You must understand the power supplies, the load calculations, the NAC capabilities, and the voltage drop, system interactions, and other sequence of operations, and how one decision can affect the entire system. So if all you see is just pull stations and smoke detectors, then you're limiting yourself, especially in the fire alarm industry. In the next step, I want you to act like the next level before you even given that title. You have to be in that position or see yourself in that position that you're trying to aspire to. So leadership is not assigned, it's demonstrated. This means that your documentation must be clean, your inspections must pass the first time, and your work must speak for itself. You don't speak with ego, you speak with clarity and confidence. This is how trust is built. And the next step, I want you to learn on purpose, because the job site alone is not going to help you grow. No matter how many times you install the systems, you don't actually learn what's actually happening in between devices. You grow by studying your failures, by reviewing all the deficiencies that you may have made in the past, and by asking why. Every time something fails, ask why so you can understand the correction. And if you fail the same inspection twice, that's not bad luck. It's looking like a choice. So let me leave you with this. Most technicians aren't stuck because they're incapable. They're stuck because they stopped challenging themselves. Growth in the industry isn't available, and it isn't automatic. It belongs to the technician who takes ownership, who respects the code, and who understands that life safety is not just a job, it's a responsibility. This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is brought to you by Securit Security. Securit Securities presents you the perfect fire alarm install, from inception all the way down to installation to the one-time pass inspection with the fire department. If you're looking for the perfect install, click the link in the show notes to talk more. If this episode resonated with you, make sure you subscribe to the Fire Alarm Insider. This podcast exists to bring clarity, accountability, and real-world leadership back into the fire alarm and safety industry. And remember, stay sharp, stay accountable, and never forget, life safety is a responsibility. Fire alarm expert out. Peace.